that's got the pendulum leader in now. So I'll bring that bottom piece of the crutch up a tiny bit, curl it up, so that it holds the pendulum leader in it and it won't fall out, and tighten it up a little bit in that direction. Alright, now we can check it. There we have the pendulum leader. Alright, now we'll start to put the front pieces on and the other levers that aren't in there yet. And two of them require those tiny little pressure clips. I'll put that fine spring up there for a moment, get it out of the road, and I think, see if we put the rack stop lever in first. Yep, that's got him. Now I'll bring that little spring over the top, put it on top of the lever, and that'll give us a little bit of positive pressure, as you can see. Alright, now before we go any further, we've got to put one of those pressure fit clips on. These pieces tend to get thrown around the room very, very easily. So I'll put one on my finger to align it in the pliers and make sure that that's in sufficiently. Yes, right. Don't squeeze it until you get it over the top of the post you want it to be on. There's less chance of losing it. Squeeze it and then let go of the pliers, and you can see that the clip is on there and it's working alright. That should actually be in a tiny bit more. You can see I've got too much of a gap there. So pliers back on again, put them into the two little grooves there, squeeze them tightly a bit and push them in. That's looking better. Yep, that's got rid of most of the excess movement out of that. Alright, that's the first one. Now, this guy goes in there. Get it aligned so it drops out the back. That's got him. Lifts up and down, yes. So, another one of those pressure clips. Get the pliers into it, not too deeply, but it's got to be deep enough to hold it because we don't want to lose it. That looks about right, so I won't put any more pressure on that till it gets over the post. That way if it comes off it should stay on the post. Alright, that needs to go down a little bit. See what we got. If it comes up and down, yes, that needs to be a little bit further in. So Knipex pliers again, squeeze it a little bit and move it down. Alright, that's got that. Okay. I think I showed you last time, but I'll make sure again. These are the pliers, the Knipex pliers that you need. They're specifically designed to handle this type of pressure clip. They're the ones you need. 460-21A01. 3 to 10 millimeters. They're the ones you need. Nothing else will do, guaranteed. You won't be able to put it on with any other tool. Okay, those parts are on. Now we'll put on the minute wheel, which goes there, and then the snail, which we'll put there. Get those two wheels to mesh. We want to set that at 12 o'clock, which is there, and I'll just slot the rack over the top and see if we can drop it in underneath. There we go. And we'll turn the snail round to that position there. Is rack should be under there. Setting up the rack and snail at the moment. That position there on the rack, sitting into that little slot there, is exactly 12 o'clock, and that's how we always start when we're setting up a movement. You never just put it together and then sort of try to find out what it is later. You set it up at 12 o'clock. And that's the position there. So what we've got to do now, we've got to put a circlip on there. Being one of those. So I'll get that in a pair of tweezers, hold it tightly, we don't want to lose it, and then push it onto the post there, into the groove. Once we've got it there, hold it, use a pair of pliers to pop it into place, and there it is there. That'll hold the rack in position, it won't move now. So the last piece we've got to put on there is this little dish that goes over the minute wheel, and that also has a C-clip on it, that one there. So I'll push that onto there. This one you have to be careful with, it can fly around the room very quickly. So with your pliers, clip it so that it falls down inside that dent, and that's not in there yet. Nope, it's come out. Like I said, it's not in there yet. So put that back, line it up again, a pair of pliers, and squeeze it into position. We hope. It is being obnoxious, isn't it? Dropping down a bit, but it's not easy to... There we go, that's got him. Just check that. Yes, that's got him. He's caught in down there. Alright, so let's see what we got. Rack, snail, that's 12 o'clock. They're in. 12 o'clock. Right, we'll all the movement now, so we can then put it up on a test stand to check its timing before we put the movement back into its case. That'll be rather nice, so we can move it round and see where the bushing holes are that we need to oil. That's the big one. Right, I'll get a smaller one. I don't need as big a tip on the oiler for this. That's better. Alright, we'll use this white one. Little bit of oil. There should be a bushing up in there, and there is that one. Put a drop on this post here. That oil will run down in there. 2 drops on the cannon arbor. The oil will run down into there. We've done that one. See what we've got up here. Yep, that's right. Alright, one on the rack post, one on the rack stop lever. I'll put that in behind it, one there. There's a pivot there on the pallets, that one there for the fly, and the third wheel, it's a bit hard to see, but it's right there. See what we've got here now. We haven't put anything on the second wheel there, which is that pivot there, and then the escape wheel, which is hidden under there. That's got him. Alright, turn the movement over, and we've got a bit easier access now. First wheel, a little bit too much oil there. I'll dab the top of that off. We don't need that amount. We don't want it either. We don't need it. We certainly don't want it. A drop there. One there on the escape wheel. The fly on that lever. And we've got warning wheel there. We've done the fly. That should be... Yeah, we've done the warning wheel. Right, that should be that. That was easy enough done. Right, we'll drop the chains in now. Now to find out which way the chain runs on the going side train, you can push the great wheel one way or the other if you can get some pressure underneath it, and you'll feel which way the ratchet turns. The ratchet at the moment is turning in that direction. So that means that the chain has the weight hanging on it on the outside here. Alright, so find the end of the chain, drop it down over the ratchet in a little bit, and then turn it over, holding your finger on the bottom of the chain so hopefully it doesn't fall out, and then we can Oh, it slipped round. Alright, not a problem. That back onto the ratchet there, and then with a pair of tweezers we can catch the end of one of the links and pull it through. Not a lot of room there, but it can be done. Actually, I'll put a tiny little bit more chain in, not too much. We don't want too much there, it's going to make it harder to do because we'll have excess falling round all over the place. Alright, there's our chain, and that has got it to there. So being very careful, we'll drop some more chain in, hold it on the ratchet so it doesn't fall out, and then catch our chain as it comes out this side. Right, because these things love to fall out and cause you grief, I'm going to put a little bit of wire on that to hold the two together for the moment. I'll just put that through there, through that link, and through one of those links, and bend it over like so it can't fall out, allegedly. No, that looks alright. Right, now we've got to put the strike side train in, get that out of the road, and spin it round. We can certainly see that's the direction it turns in. So it means that the weight falls on the inside here, so we've got to feed the chain in that way. And this chain didn't come up nearly as well as the other one. Still looks a bit ratty. So that chain's alright, so we need, better check that again. Alright, end of our chain, drop it over the top of the sprockets. Make sure it hasn't got a knot in it or we're not going to get anywhere. See how that goes. Yeah, it sort of needs to come back a bit and drop down that side of that wheel. Give it a... how's that going, I wonder? I'll spin the ratchet round a bit. That is tight. Alright, I think yeah, it's caught there on a wheel. Alright, now run the ratchet round. There we go. Make sure that's in the line, and then just spin the wheel around and the chain will come out the other side. And there it is. I'll bring that out a little bit more. There's not a lot there actually. I'll spin that a little bit more and drag that down. That will have to come out a bit more for it to drop out the bottom of the case. Wind that round just a little bit more. That's better. We've got a reasonable amount of chain coming out there now. So I'll put a piece of wire on that so we don't lose that one either. Don't need much. Half an inch, 3/4 inch or so is probably about right. Bend it over, and there's a half open link there actually. Alright, I'd better fix that before it goes any further. Alright, we'll tie that down with a little piece of wire, put it through that link and in through that link, and then twist it over and hold it in place. Alright, well, I think we'll need a little bit more length of chain coming out there, so I'll do that offline because it'd be pretty boring stuff to watch, and then I'll be back.